What is going on, Laker fans? Welcome to post-game live recap. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to happy 36th birthday to Lebron James, turning 36 today in the 18th year in the league. What a career that he has built, and he set the another record tonight. 1,000 game score more than 1,000 straight games to score more than 10 points in a single game. And what an achievement that is. You couldn't possibly able to achieve it unless you play this long and this dominant. Congratulations to King James for achieving that accurate. And we hope to see you breaking more records come along in the way. As your Lakers defeat the San Antonio Spurs 121-107, and what a game to end the 2020 season. As you know, 2020 is a season that everyone would like to forget. Started with the Kobe Bryant passing, David Stern, and pandemic happened, and then the league had to go on a hiatus. Then they brought the season back 3 months later, and then had to play in the bubble. First time experience for any NBA players that played the game. The Lakers ended up winning their 17th championship tie with the Boston Celtics. What a sweet way to end the season on a good note. Of course, we lost more than we gained. But as a Laker fan, this season has been very hard. And it was a sweet moment that we were able to capture that 70s championship, tie with Boston Celtics. And I'd like to really congratulate the Lakers organization and the staff and the fans that had to go through the tough times. And I think we deserve to have that moment. We deserve to have the moments of achievements and the celebration. And I hope you celebrate more tomorrow, like before the 2020 season, 2020 year ends. And go back to the game. I'd like to talk about how the games really started from the beginning to end. And we'll talk about some of the performers of the night, and also how the Lakers will play in this road trip. They hope to achieve during this road trip. To give a little analysis of how the team will have to really play better in order to, get back to the level that we all know that they are capable of. So for the game, it's just how it started. San Antonio took a lead of 6-0, and then we went on a run, and then we took a lead at the end of first quarter. Pretty much a close game, 30-24. The 35-20, my bad. So we allowed a lot of points in the paint in the first half. That was one problem that all the fans probably felt that there are too many points in the paint for the Spurs. Lack of rim protection from the Lakers. Since we lost the size in the offseason, and we expected that this will continue, because we know that we don't have enough size to really contain the other guards getting to the paint, the big man's scoring easily. And this is not something that you can fix it right away. And we took a lead going into the halftime 63-53. So we shot the ball really well, over 50%. And as a team, the whole team didn't really play that bad, but it's just the lack of defensive execution, a lack of protection in the paint really allowed the Spurs to score rather easily. In the second half, we committed a lot more turnovers, but we played better as a team. Like we picked up our defensive pressure and we started to shot ball better. The shooter scored 10 points in the third quarter, ended up with 21 points. And we had a lead as many as 18. And after third quarter, it's 90-82. Then, of course, we took it over in the fourth quarter. We pretty much ended the game on a high note, 121-107. Bench wasn't the problem tonight, like the last game. We didn't have much of problem with the bench production, but since I have to give a lot of props to Wesley Matthews, not missing a shot tonight, 6 for 6 from 3, 18 points in 18 minutes. What a turnaround game from Wesley Matthews. The best performance as a Laker so far since he became a Laker. And they're sure to continue to impress with his performance, being very consistent on his offense. He committed 5 turnovers. That's something that he needs to negate a little more, take care of the ball a little better. But other than that, he didn't have a problem. He was, playing hard on both ends. And so far, I have to give a lot of props to Dennis Schroeder. It feels good to watch some guard who could really score from the three anywhere on the floor. Could also dish out and not putting too much pressure on LeBron and AD every night. Last season is more like we had 2 bigs and then complemented pieces. This season, our offense looks more it's better flow. It's flowing better. We don't have a problem scoring the basket. We're not going to get stressed with the players not scoring the basket, but we'll probably have a problem with protecting in the paint or allowing easy points inside. That's probably the one problem that we'll have to face this season. But I'll live with it. Last season we had a couple games like we couldn't stop other teams' best player, and then we couldn't stop the 3-pointer because we're playing half court mostly. We're not playing too fast-paced game, and when we have a too big guy in the lineup, our game slows down. So that really took a toll on us. So whenever we play against a fast-paced team, like small ball team, we had a problem. We had to took out those 2 guys, the big guys. Otherwise the game would slow down more. This season looked like our ball movement is much better. Just a lack of size that's a problem. But that's something we can live with it. I'd rather see that kind of basketball than last season. Like last season, sometimes we just weren't able to execute well. Our plan wasn't working sometimes. And I was very stressed about watching that kind of game. This season looked like we don't have problems scoring the basket, so we will not be stressed of our offense. Maybe we will be frustrated allowing easy points in the paint. And that I hope Frank Vogel to resolve soon. Put more size in the lineup. But we don't have much size this season, so I don't know how we're gonna really do something about points in the paint, like reducing the points in the paint. That's just another test that Frank Vogel has to figure out. So far we're 3-2 on our record. We play 5 games. It's lower than what I expected. I was expecting they will go 4-1, but last game against Portland, we saw a lot of problem that we're gonna face. Lack of bench production, it could happen any night. Lack of protection in the paint, a lack of defender who can stop the other team's superstar. Like we faced that against the Clippers. We couldn't stop Paul George. We had nobody to stop Paul George. He was scoring with ease. We didn't have anybody who could stop Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. And when Gary Trent Jr. gets hot like that, it's hard to stop that Portland team. So we might see a game like that once a while. But Spurs, luckily, they don't have a go-to guy like who could score, put up 40 points. Like we know that DeMar DeRozan is a reliable scorer, but he's mostly mid-range guy. He's not deadly on three, and Spurs more well-round team. Like how they play, they move the ball around a lot more, and they score based on assists. So they're pretty much the number one team in the league in assists into a field goal made. So that's the type of basketball that Spurs play. And the Lakers are more fast-paced. And tonight we played our game. We did allow a lot of points in the paint, but that's something that we will have to figure it out. And I know eventually Frank Vogel will figure it out. And Marc Gasol, so far, has not lived up to that expectation. Well, we didn't expect Marc Gasol to play really well, but we wanted him to do his role, like moving the ball around and then pass from the top, set a screen, and contain player getting to the paint. But he has not done a well job. He had a lot of points in the paint. He picked up unnecessary fouls, and he's so slow on his feet. He just gets easily defender just pass go ball handler just go around him, he score with the ease. That's just the problem that Marc Gasol has so far, and hopefully the other big man can really make up space for him, his mistake. And that's probably not gonna. We won't be able to fix that problem anytime soon. We just have to make sure that Marc Gasol just stays on his feet and do his work. Not try to do too much, but just stay on his rhythm. And knock down some three for a while, once a while. That's my overall thought of the Lakers roster. So far, some players really, played up to their par. Some players has been disappointing. And what are you guys' impression of a new guy so far? Would you give a high grade to a guy like Schroeder and Harrell? Harrell has not really played well for the past two games, but before that he put up good numbers. He was averaging like 19 points. His production has been down for past two games. So is Anthony Davis. I don't know if it's just that the team that we face, he gave a hard time for the big man to perform, but there's no excuse for Anthony Davis to not performing up to his level. He needs to be the go-to guy every night. And so far, I haven't seen that this season. And we need him to play like he did in the preseason because he looked like he's ready to step up to take the number one option for the team. So far, not really. So we really hope to see him bounce back in the next game, see if he can put up high production, And when he picks up his pace and he really engages in his defense, we know what kind of player he is. So we hope to see that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the night, and we'll be back with another post game on Friday after the Spurs game. All right, peace.